Some of the that's a whole.
You know,
we could go talk about that for a very long
oh,
time.
dude, like I'm excited. I'm ready for it, dude. Like, I'm all for the AI. Like, I've genuinely considered. I was just like, I wonder if I told AI to write a Saint Aubin song, and then they
Dude,
did it, and then I released it.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Why not?
What,
Why
dude?
not?
That's very
they'll
interesting.
probably write a better song than me.
Damn.
I'm curious about this because, like, I wonder how many artists and musicians specifically, they're just working on the wrong things and they're not effective with their time. You know,
Dude, that's how I feel like a lot of each day.
Yeah, because it's like we all have the same amount of time in a day. It's not like, I mean, well, granted, like, you know, if depending on your job, but like, we all have time to do stuff. But I wonder. I was talking to my wife about this the other day. How like certain, like we'll have like artist friends over and they talk, and I'm just like, you know, how often are artists just in their head, like dreaming, conceptualizing, and they consider that work?
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, I worked so much today. I'm just like, man, I was with you, and you kind of just sat there and were just like conceptualizing things, but you didn't actually like do anything.
Yeah.
You know. But it seems to me.
I mean, that's part of the process technically, but like there is an argument to be made for like, was it a like productive like honing of whatever idea you're trying to like put together, or were you just kind of like like splashing in a puddle and fucking around?
Oh yeah, well, because I mean I don't know if you're similar, but the dreaming is so much dopamine of just like dreaming about like, oh dude, like playing on a big stage and people are there to see you. Or,
oh, for sure.
You know, meeting all these people, traveling the world, and it just you just sit there and you're just like, this is amazing. It feels good.
Yeah.
But it like me sitting down and actually recording doesn't feel as good as the dream, you know? Or me editing a video doesn't feel as good as the dream.
Yeah.
So that's why artists just hang out in dreamland because it feels really, really good.
Well, that's true. But also, if you're only hanging out in dreamland, then you can pretty much fucking guarantee that the dream won't come true. Yeah.
And that, dude, like, I feel dumb. I mean, I'm 32 now, and for most of my, you know, me trying to make it in the music world, it was assuming it would happen because like our artists seem to be wired in a specific way where they feel unique and special.
Yeah, I mean that's why they're
they're artists. Yeah, 100%. But like I had it, and I just thought it would happen. You know.
Yeah.
And then,
dude, that was my experience at the beginning as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just think it's gonna happen, and then guess what? I turned 30 years old.
Yeah.
And I was nowhere. I would argue that I actually like regressed. Like I took a couple steps back, you know?
Really?
And that's why I think I'm like really hard. I don't want to say, yeah, I'm hard
on Nathan.
Harder on Nathan, but younger artists who are just like, because I'm just like, yo, Bubba, I don't want you to be me at 30, because I feel like I'm old. You know, I'm not in the grand scheme of things.
For sure.
But like for some reason, music just seems like a 20s thing.
It does.
You know?
I mean, like if you see a lot of artists that are breaking, like you don't see a lot of like 40-year-old artists breaking.
No,
you know,
you don't.
shit like that. Like
it's always
they're
like,
usually in their 20s.
Yeah. Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah. And like, thankfully, I have like the Asian genes, and people think I'm like. I talked to some kid the other day. I was like, yeah, I'm 32. He's like, what? He's like, you look 24, and I was just like, thanks, I guess. But it's. Yeah, I don't want. I was talking to a friend, and I feel like I talk about this all the time. But I'm just like, when are you gonna release some music? He's like, well, I'm like, kind of like, you know, just like I want it to be right, and you know, needs to feel good. And I'm just like, yo, dude, like,
it's like you're wasting.
Well, you gotta do.
You don't want to say you're wasting time, but you're also because.
But they are wasting time, you know.
But I think it's like some people take a little bit of time to figure out that that's like their actual path. Like I think it's kind of rare maybe it's, I don't know. I think it's semi-rare at least that like a young person will be like, music, definitely, completely, all in.
Yeah.
Like, because for me personally, I was like I loved photography for a while, and then I went to school and got a writing degree, so I was writing all the time, and then I wrote after school, like I had a blog and stuff like that, and then like after all of that, I was like messing around with music on the side, and I was like, I'm going to now put everything into this instead. And it took like a really long time for me to decide that. And like maybe if I would have decided that from the jump, like 5 years earlier,
Yeah.
I don't know. You know?
Sure. No, I mean, like I'm convinced that if I would, when I was 23 and 24, if I would have done what I'm doing now, I would have something. I don't like. I'm not saying like I'm gonna be making a ton of money, huge. I would have more than I have, because even now, like I mean, I have more streams faster than I did when I released music 5-6 years ago.
Really?
So it's like, and it's not a ton, like at all. You know, like I'm barely breaking 1,000. You know.
Yeah.
But I'm breaking 1,000.
Yeah.
You know, when I released songs back in the day, I would break, like I think the biggest song on Losing Control was Falling Out of Love. The biggest organic song was Falling Out of Love. Lonely was fake. But that broke 1,000 streams, I think, last year. And it's been out since 2018, I think, or 2017, something like that. And then Anchors, I dropped last May. That passed 1,000 in like August. So it's like, so for me, it's important to like look at the small data, even though it is soul crushing to be like, still nobody cares, you know?
Yeah.
But it's important to look at that small data. So, okay, what I'm doing now is working better than what I did. And that's all I'm trying to do is like small incremental improvements.
Get
just
better
like,
at it.
What did I do last year? What did I do a few months ago? Am I doing better than I did?
Yeah.
You know? Because you can only control the process, and you can only control how much work you do.
Completely.
You can't control outcome at all.
Yeah.
Even though we like lose our fucking minds when, you know, still nobody cares, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I started, and I talked about this a little bit ago, but I started streaming, like gaming and stuff like that. Nobody watches it.
Yeah.
And it was like, it's really hard to try to have like an artistic career. And I'm approaching music from like a YouTuber lens.
Okay.
But it's really hard to like be 32 and try to start, but you have the data to support that you're a fucking loser. You know, it's like you still like nobody's watching, nobody's listening to your songs, you know. But again, it's like looking back at the incremental, like the small data points. It's like, yo, okay, it's slowly growing.
Yeah.
It's not what you want. You're not at a critical mass yet.
Yeah, totally.
But yeah, do you have like a process or do you have like a workflow that you try to do, or like even like a block schedule, like, okay, I'm working on this, whatever.
Yeah, so I've been like trying to develop that a little bit better just recently because I have like things that I know I should do, and but it's kind of like a little bit scattered, and so I'm like, you know, what would be the best things for me to work on this year? Like if I want to like go a significant distance, if I want to grow, you know, like what are the actual metrics? Like what does that look like, my growth for this year? And so I like wrote down like several things that I would like if these things happen and I get to December 2023 and all of this has come to fruition, that'll be awesome.
Yeah.
And then because I saw this video where this guy was like, write out the things that you want, like your goals or whatever, but then take them and work backwards from them and make all the steps along the way. And just clarifying that like made it a lot easier because I tend to look at something great that I want to do and I look at I look at the goal, like the end, and then it seems too massive, and then I'm like, and then I don't do what I need to do, and so, but like just looking at the next step has been useful. So like, I like plotted it out by like week and month. The things that I'm gonna do. It's mostly TikTok shit.
Yeah.
But you know, you got to play the game. So TikTok, and then making a new album, and and like doing shows basically. So recently I've been spending like a couple hours a day on TikTok, and then a couple hours a day on writing, and that seems nice to me because then it's like I'm spending some time doing the thing that I cherish the most, writing the music, and then. You know, I will spend some time like pushing the content game, which I don't super like, but I can find ways to make it fun.
Yeah.
So
I like content is fun if somebody else is shooting it and editing it. I love making content. Like I love being in front of a camera.
Totally.
That's home. I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
But then I got to edit it, come up with it, and then post it.
Yeah.
And then stay engaged on the post.
Yeah.
And it's just like, dude, that's why like low key. I hope the government bans TikTok just so I have one less platform to post to.
Dude, I feel like
it would destroy some people's revenue, you know,
a big
ability
time,
to make
big
money.
time.
But so I ain't got shit on TikTok, so I'm just like, let's just get rid of this.
Dude, I'm like, for me, that would be really fucking sad because I'm like, that's like the one thing my manager has been forever. He's like, you gotta just do it. You gotta do it every single day. Make a TikTok and stuff. And like, so that's like where like a ton of my strategy is at the moment.
Yeah.
And so like, if that all crashed, I'd be like, well, you know, like now what am I putting all of my like effort into? Like, what is the thing that could like help me break the quickest? I don't know. Something else will come up in its place if they ban it.
And I think it's important. That's why, like, for me, I do, you know, I do podcasts, I do a bunch of stuff on YouTube, but I stream, you know, like, but I'm a musician, you know, so like, that's the number one priority is like consistently release songs, and then create content to bring people to those songs, eventually,
totally,
you know, But yeah, I mean, if TikTok went away, I wouldn't lose sleep over it, but I know a lot of people would. But again, it's just like, there's no, like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of the word. There's no environment in which like disruption won't happen, you know? Like like newspapers are probably thinking that right now. They're like, oh man, if the internet could just go away, you know, we could just bring things back. But it's like, it's not going away, you know?
That's
but we
definitely not
always have to pivot. Like, I mean, I know a lot of artists, you know, when Spotify came out, they're just like, and this is the funny thing. It's the artists who've never made any money from music are complaining. They're like, Spotify doesn't pay us. I'm like, bitch, you weren't making money in the first place. What are you talking about?
It's because they've learned spite already.
Oh, yeah.
And so, like, when more things get piled on, they're like, another thing I can complain
and it's
about.
Like,
Let's go.
I don't know. It just seems like more excuses to, like, well, this is why I didn't make it because, you know.
Dude,
I'm just like, it's probably because your songs aren't good enough or you didn't make enough content or you're, you know, I don't know. But, yeah, people,
Dude,
there's
like
always a scapegoat.
You're always trying to, like, rationalize your standing. And, dude, I do that to myself, like, all the fucking time. That's why I was, like, so anxious for a long time because I was like, what I'm just telling myself about my life, I'm like, fuck, man. Like, I know that I have, like, talent and I work hard in all these areas, but, like, I've invested a whole lot, almost a year's wage of what I make at the restaurant in my music since I started. And I've, you know, like, definitely there's been consistent growth, but it's not actualized yet. And, like, that's always been the end for me. So I'm just, like, walking around, like, every day, wake up in the morning, and I'm like, where am I, like, in this hierarchy? And it freaks you out a little bit.
No, I mean, it's hard. I mean, it's like, I know Spotify won't release how many artists are on their platform.
Really?
I don't think so.
Why is that?
I don't think they want people to know because it's like...
Because it's scary how many there are. It's scary.
You know?
People are like, there's no way I can make it if
there's estimates of between 20 to like 60,000 songs a day are uploaded to Spotify. you know?
Okay, if only, you know, 10 or 20% of those are being pitched to Spotify editorial, it's like, how do you get your shit to
I
push
don't know.
through?
I don't know, dude. If I did, we probably wouldn't be talking. I'd be,
You'd be like, I ain't got time for you,
I'm like,
man.
bitch, fuck off. No, I don't know, but like, it is so overwhelming.
Yeah,
if you think about it too much,
dude. That's why I really don't try to focus on that at all because like, if you start thinking in those terms, you can just defeat yourself like instantly,
dude.
And it's like
100%.
you have to hold on to your faith.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, then, you know, I don't know. I feel like so much begins with like what you're thinking and like what's going on inside of you. Like how are you approaching the day or like the writing session or whatever it is. Like I've spent so much time like just sitting in sort of doubt, like still doing the work and stuff, but like sitting in doubt of it. And then like the work that I put out is less effective.
Yep.
And what's going on all around me is less pushing me in the direction of what I actually want to accomplish. And it's like, you just got to like get your mind right, have faith in what you're doing, and like results will, you know.
Well, I mean, for me,
working.
it's like, I can't help it. Like, who's fucking calling me, dude? Jeez, they know I'm podcast.
Yeah, come on.
No, like, all the time, I pray to God, like, let me not want to be an artist anymore. Let me not want to be Saint Aubin
Really?
anymore. All the time.
No way.
All the fucking time.
That's your, wow.
Because I like, it's because it's hard. It's like, and I'm just like, man, it's just like, it's this thing that just like eats at me, but I can't help it. I can't not want to be Saint Aubin and like write songs and like make content and be like a personality. Like I can't do it because I'm sure like I would have better relationships with people, probably better relationship with my wife, like all these other things that I think in the end really matter.
Yeah.
Like Saint Aubin being a thing.
But that doesn't matter?
It does matter. I'm not saying that it doesn't matter, but I think of like people like Steve Jobs who built one of the greatest companies in the world. Yeah. And then at the end of his life, he's just like, I wish I would have spent more time with my family and my friends. You know, it's just like, but it's like you hear that all the time. All these people who crush it in industry or like these titans of industry at the end of their life, they're like, man, it seems like relationships with people or like, you know, like how many people like hate their dads growing up because he wasn't around, you know? Yeah. So I'm not saying like throw it all out, but I'm just saying like I think there is proper perspective. I agree. Of like you know, chase dreams, you know? I want to keep chasing my dreams so that when I have a kid, they chase their dreams. Right, you know? Totally. But there's also like, it's a simpler life if I'm an accountant. Definitely. You know, I clock in my 9 to 5. Yeah. I do my checklist.
It's security versus purpose. Yeah. It's like that you have to, you know, but people are going on different paths.
Yeah. You know? And I pray all the time, like, dude, if I could just be a realtor or if I could just be, you know, an accountant, that would be kind of nice.
Honestly, dude, I feel you on that. Yeah. Because it's
that's what I mean when I say that. You know?
The anguish, like the mental anguish of like, oh my God, I want this so bad. Like, but it's a very difficult path. Yeah. Like, it's a difficult to not have that.
And like, there's not like there's not a straight way forward. It's like comedy in a lot of ways. It's just like, you can't really teach comedy. Yeah. You guys kind of have to do it. And hopefully you've had people who've done it before. And maybe it's that too. Like Indianapolis, we don't have a ton of people. We don't have industry here. We don't have a ton of people who are like, well, I've done it. Yeah. Here's what I did, or I think this is beneficial. Or you have people who were really, like, I have a relationship or access to somebody who was probably one of the biggest artists in the world for like 5 to 7 years, like strong, you know? Yeah. And it's like, but they were really popular 15 years ago. Yeah. And the industry is like very different. Very different now. You know? Yeah. The industry used to build up a band and an artist. They would find somebody, invest a ton of money into them, and build them to something. Now the industry waits for you to build up everything, and then they snatch you. But
so a lot of the work is done. A lot more of the work is done on the artist part in the beginning. It seems like, which is like
so. And but then me, and then I have like a very fiercely like independent mindset.
Yeah.
If a label reaches out to me, is like, hey, we want to sign you. I'm like, why do I need you? Like, once you get to that point,
dude,
it's just like, yo, I have all these TikTok followers, all these streams, all this, like, I can actually turn a profit if I want to.
Yeah.
Why do I need you?
I've heard a lot of people saying that specifically because you have to build it first, and you have to have something that you're like a platform and like a following that you're going to leverage. Like, they wait for you to have that because then it's proven like you're a good investment because you've already built it. But like, it sounds like a lot of the deals that they offer are obviously still like more in their favor because I guess they have something that you want more than you have something that they want.
Well, it seems like there's still like a weird legacy affirmation that's still going on, and I think it will eventually go away. Like if I were to get on CNN, for example, to be interviewed, it would kind of be, people are like, oh wow, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like, wow, that's
Who
amazing.
is that guy?
But the reality is CNN doesn't fucking matter anymore. Like, it will be gone, at least in how it currently exists, in 20 years.
Yeah.
Because people like us and younger, we don't watch CNN.
Sure. Yeah.
It doesn't matter. And I think that's the same thing with like record labels. There's a cool affirmation that, oh, RCA just signed me. Oh, Fueled by Ramen. Like, oh, that's cool. But in reality, it's like, it doesn't matter as much as it did.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you could in some ways make an argument that labels do matter more because there's so much noise. They could help you cut through it quicker.
Yeah. Dude, that's what my manager always says.
But then again, if you have a following, doesn't matter.
Then you might not need them.
Well, I'm sorry.
No. He just says like the label is just like a giant promotion machine. So like they can take you from where you are and put you in front of so many people that like, there's no, you just go from wherever you are to like having a fan base, having people listening to your music, like having it all out there. And that's like the one thing that they do provide. But if you're able to create that on your own, like via TikTok typically, or whatever it is, then maybe you don't need that.
Yeah.
There's some people that have gone crazy off of TikTok.
Yeah.
And it's like,
it's insane. The thing that always blows my mind, it's when people go crazy off of TikTok.
Yeah.
And then they sign.
Yeah, it's
and
like, why did you sign? Because you gave away everything.
Like,
you had 100%, or maybe not 100%, but
it's probably in most cases an 80-20 split.
Yeah,
which is
or
crazy,
worse even, or worse. 15-85.
The only the people who have like Russ, huge Russ fan.
Yeah,
like when he did his partnership with Columbia, it was a 50-50 split, but he could do that because he had leverage.
Yeah,
but yeah, I will never. I'll never understand, and I think it's also like that's why I don't have a beef with rappers. I just don't respect them. Yeah. No, like when Armani White signed, or Pao Fu when when coffee or whatever. You know Pao Fu? Don't stay awake for too long. Don't go to bed. Make a cup of coffee.
Oh yeah,
it's a big song. It's interesting. What a world we live in that we don't know the artist,
but you know the song.
You know the song.
Yeah.
But he signed to a big record label because he sampled something and he couldn't do it. Same thing with Armani White. Billie
because he
Eilish,
didn't get clearance, but the label could get clearance.
The label, so he signed to it.
Oh shit.
I don't know. I mean, Armani White seems like he's doing fine, and maybe it's just who I am as a person. Like I have a little bit more of an independent mind, but sampling songs from like bigger things seems like a death wish.
Yeah.
Because if you wanted to, there's a ceiling to it, and it's probably a lower ceiling.
Yeah.
But if you don't sample something from a record catalog, the sky's the limit. You know?
Yeah. Dude, I don't know. I love sampling so much.
Yeah,
It's awesome in hip hop.
It seems like it's a part of the culture.
Yeah,
like
better to find
sampling.
something a little more obscure if you can, though.
Yeah.
That way, it's like not something that can be so problematic down the road.
Yeah.
For you.
But yeah, I mean, it would be death to me if I had a song like, hey, it's getting traction, let's put it here. Well, we can't because we sampled Pharrell, and it's just like, ooh. Well, I guess we have to. Well, we can get you there, but you got to give us 80% of everything.
Exactly, dude.
And how dumb are artists, dude? Like, they think like getting a record deal is cool. Any business person would balk at like, hold up, I got to give you. You're taking 80% of the cut, and I get 20.
Yeah.
Oh, and that 20 is also split up between the other songwriter and the producer and anybody else.
Wait, so that's actually something that I hadn't like delved into yet.
Oh yeah, dude.
So all of that, how you're paying out your people, comes out of your percent?
Everybody, it's different, but traditionally speaking, I can't remember, there was a petition signed by a bunch of artists, and they were trying to get equal pay for songwriters, but typically, and this is major deals and like pop songs, it might be in the independent seems like a little bit more control, but typically there's an 80-20 split. 80% goes to the record label, and then 20% is to the artist.
Yeah.
Well, and most of the time, producers, songwriters, it all comes from the artist's cut, so they don't even get 20%.
Sheesh.
Because I think of people like Post Malone. I have no idea what his record contract is, but he makes a lot of money.
Yeah.
Imagine if he didn't have a record label, how much money. I mean, he probably makes 20,
but would he be
30,
as big
40.
though?
Maybe.
Yeah.
But this is why I approach it from like a YouTuber mindset. It's just like, look at the Paul brothers.
Yeah.
Like
I wonder how much money they have
now, and they're making $50 million a year, give or take. And it's just like they just started like on Vine and YouTube, and now like Jake Paul is like, I'm trying to fight Canelo Alvarez, which is crazy. You know.
Yeah.
They've like transcended, and that's why I think most musicians, if you're trying to have an artistic career, you got to figure out how to film it and put it on YouTube.
So tell me more about YouTube, because dude, I don't like, the only thing that I have on YouTube are all the music videos that I made. Nothing else.
I mean, it depends on who you are. Like, I have a personality that lends itself more to YouTube. And I know there's a lot of other artists who are a little bit more reclusive. People in hip hop, they seem to be, they could hang on YouTube. It's not like a really sad indie songwriter who just wants to sit under a bed sheet all day,
Yeah.
I don't know. I just like, I look at all these YouTubers who are massive. They've gotten a bunch of people to love who they are. Okay. And I think that's how you grow as an artist today. And especially me, because I'm interested, maybe you too, but like, I love writing songs. Yeah. But I love like writing sketches and creating content and like hosting shows. And there's so much that I want to do. And if you're like me, YouTube seems to be the best route, because if you get a following, they'll follow you wherever you go.
Dude, what you just described makes me think of how I have heard a lot of people recently talk about how you should approach TikTok. Mm-hmm. And so I'm like, I feel like that is where you could really make a killing, dude, because it's
maybe, and I struggle with, sometimes I'm like, maybe I should just not be on TikTok. I mean, I think it's hijacking people's brains.
I completely agree.
But my biggest problem with TikTok and my biggest critique of TikTok is, it was the first platform, and I think in a lot of ways the only platform where you consume content from someone you don't know who they are, you don't know what they look like, or not necessarily what they look like, but you don't know who they are. Like Instagram was like, I followed these people
this person
because of this thing.
Yeah.
And then Instagram would show me more of those people because it's similar.
Yeah.
TikTok is solely how did your eyes respond to what you just saw?
Yeah.
If your eyes responded in a positive way, we're just going to give you more of that content.
Mm-hmm.
It's content based, not person based.
Yeah.
And if I'm trying to build a musical career where I can move tickets, do all these things, TikTok doesn't seem like to be the best place for that. At least now, how it is in its current state.
Okay.
As opposed to like Instagram, like people know who I am, and the same thing with YouTube.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. I'm not on TikTok as much, but I just know how I've used it.
Definitely.
And I use it passively a lot. I don't look like, hey, who I want to find somebody cool. I'm like, I just want to check out and scroll.
Yeah.
And consume.
No,
but I don't care who created it.
It feels like snacking. It's like you're snacking like for your mind, which like, bro, if you like get in a TikTok hole for like 30 minutes and then like you like peel your eyes away from the screen, you're like,
or your legs
God,
start
what
getting
just
numb
happened?
on the toilet.
Dude.
You're just like, oh, this is too long. Like to me, like TikTok is hit it and quit it.
Yeah, dude.
You're just there for you. You just want. It's not a place where I'm like, hey, I want to like be a part of a community or I don't have a relationship with somebody.
Yeah,
that doesn't seem to be how TikTok is.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're right. I think it's kind of like because it is more passive. It's like if you can make your content like something that their eyes respond to. People are like, okay, I liked that, but you can also like imbue it with your personality and pepper in things about your music and your art that you're making. Then like people will be like, I like the content, but like the content is this dude on the screen and I like what he's saying and like he's funny or like whatever it is, and then like you can sort of like pivot it so that they are starting to love your personality and who you are and what you create. And so it's like I think you just have to like hijack the passive nature of the beast.
No, and I think it's an effective tool, and I think it's a part of people's repertoire, but from at least like my research and stuff, like if like YouTube seems to be the best route for artists to have to make a living because they have the best splits. It's like it's built into the program. It's like once you hit 1,000 subscribers and have 4,000 watch hours, you can start making money. Instagram didn't really have a way for creators to make money other than brand sponsorship. Same thing with TikTok. Yeah. It seems to be I think their monetization model seems different. It's like some sort of pool. I don't know. I just heard people talk about it.
I haven't even researched it.
But when like people, I don't know, I want to have a relationship with my fans and my audience, and things like Instagram and YouTube seem to be the best way to do that. TikTok to me doesn't seem to be it. But I'm almost a fucking boomer to a lot of these young kids. So like they could be like, you sound old. And gosh. I do, dude.
A boomer? Okay, what's the generation in between? So
we're millennials.
Yeah. What's the next one above us? Because that's not boomers, is it?
Gen. No.
Gen X.
No, Gen X is under us, I think.
Gen Z is under us.
Oh, Gen Z. Oh, I think the Gen X is above us, I think.
It must be, yeah.
And then boomers. Everyone shits on boomers, and I'm like, but the only reason any of us are here is because of boomers.
Because of boomers, baby.
But yeah, I don't know. So I don't, and I think I don't like what TikTok is doing to people's brains.
Dude, I feel the same exact way.
Because TikTok is, so I think every social media and like video platform, like the mental illness, the depression, all this stuff just happened. Yeah. I don't think they were trying to like create issues for people.
I don't think so.
TikTok. I think
they wanted like
they're
something that worked and that made money.
When they did Facebook did the like button, they didn't know that
it was going to have that.
That people are going. Yeah, they had no idea. TikTok, first platform, they know.
Yeah,
they know that. We're going to remove choice and options.
Yeah.
So right when you open it, boom, you're just hit with something.
Dude, the very first time that I opened TikTok, my friend was like, I think you would do really well on TikTok. You should use this to promote your music. And I was like, cool, like, show it to me. And she like showed it to, I opened it up and I was like immersed in a video immediately because that's what it is.
Yep.
And I was like trying to like go away from it. I was like, where's the like the home screen?
Yeah.
Like the still home screen. And I like kept going and I was like, oh my God, there is no still home screen. Like you are called to, your attention is called immediate at every moment that you have it open, unless you like pause it with your finger.
Yep.
And it's like, Jesus, man, you know, like,
but I mean, it's like
so
how American of us.
It's the
like,
ultimate.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah.
We can make money or we can grow.
Yeah.
You know.
It's just capitalized.
I'm just like, so the more I look at it, I'm just like, man, I don't think it's healthy for people at all.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to create the type of relationship that I want it to. Or it's harder to create the type of relationship that I want to, as opposed to Instagram and YouTube.
Yeah.
And two, it's just another platform that I have to post to. And if I could just have like an Instagram and a YouTube, like I'm like, great, this is beautiful,
dude, for sure.
But like I've gone down the rabbit hole of YouTube, and I'm just like, oh, this seems to make the most sense,
really,
for any artist.
Yeah.
I mean, the world's a video world.
Yeah.
Video, and you just figure out how you can do it. If you can talk, start a podcast. Why wouldn't you have a podcast? Like everybody, there's so many different areas. I just think my philosophy is like spread my seed all over the internet, and hopefully people can find you. You know, it's just like, but that's the thing. It's just like, oh, they found a song. Because this is one of my biggest critiques. If I find an artist that I really like on Spotify, and then I go to their YouTube channel and they have nothing, I'm just like, what a wasted opportunity. Because like, I think we're in the world, like we want to know who these people are.
For sure. Yeah.
I want to know, like, what you think. What are your ideas? Are you funny? Are you entertaining?
What's your life look like?
And I think you know, Instagram can do that.
Yeah.
But like, I think YouTube is just, you know, I think it's a missed opportunity. I think, have your songs on there, have music videos on there.
Yeah.
But if you can figure out another way to put stuff out there on YouTube, like, you know, I think people should try it.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't put like very much time at all into YouTube. Like I don't really know anything about it. It's just like if you have a music video, where are you dropping it on YouTube? Obviously, but like that's the complete extent to which I've used.
And I think too, it's like, I mean, like even just looking at the data, like YouTube is the second most used search engine in the world.
Really?
Yeah, next to Google, and Google owns both of them. You know.
Really? Google owns YouTube?
Mm-hmm.
No way.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, to me it just seems to be, you know, the best place for it. But I don't know. I have like 270 subscribers, so like I could be so dumb, and by the time I figure it out, the world will probably have shifted, and I'm like,
dude,
now I got to do, which again brings me back to just keep writing songs. Like songs. Yeah. I don't think songs will ever go out of style until AI puts us out of a job. You know,
dude. Some of the that's a whole.
You know,
we could go talk about that for a very long time.
Oh, dude, like I'm excited. I'm ready for it, dude. Like I'm all for the AI. Like I've genuinely considered. I was just like, I wonder if I told AI to write a Saint Aubin song, and then they did it, and then I released it.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Why not?
What?
Why
dude,
not?
That's very
They'll
interesting.
probably write a better song than me.
Damn,
you know?
Honestly, that would make an amazing piece of content. You're like, I'm going to tell GPT to write a Saint Aubin song, and then I'm going to record it, and I'm going to release it.
I'm not going to record it.
Oh, it's going to record it.
Yeah, and then I'm going to download the MP3.
Dude, actually.
And have him do it.
I saw a video where they did that, but for Drake, they were like, make a Drake song about like which type of beans are the best. Mm-hmm. And it was like incredible. He was like talking about pinto beans and black beans and like soup and stuff, and like it was basically in his voice and like his cadence. I was like, dude, I'm so skeptical, because I'm like, and now they can do some pretty like significant AI videos as well. Like I saw one where it was Biden, and he was doing the intro to this Chief Keef album.
Yeah.
And he's like saying motherfucker and like a whole bunch of shit.
Oh,
and he's
yeah,
like
dude.
standing up in front of Congress, and like it was his face, and it was mouthing the words,
Dude,
and I'm like,
fake.
it's gonna be
What
insane
a
because
world.
like you can fabricate virtually anything. It's like what does that mean for security? You know, like you could be if you really hated someone and you knew how to use that technology,
Oh, World
you
War
could
III will start.
Yeah, you
from
could slander
deepfake.
them. You could change their whole life.
Yep.
Like,
I mean,
it's
people.
insane.
And well, the crazy thing is because people do that already. You know.
Yeah. I'm like,
And-
I'm thinking, how
And
are
it's just he said, she said. You know?
Exactly.
But once you get like, oh, they're on video doing it, it's just like.
and they're like, that video's fake, and it's like, how do you know?
Prove it. Yeah. Yeah. Jeez. Yeah. Who knows?
Ridiculous. That's why I'm like,
Have
you know,
you-
I'm glad that I'm not like any sort of like public. If you're like a public figure and you like people know who you are and stuff, somebody could totally fuck you.
Have you heard of FK Mecca or FN Mecca? Look into.
What's
I gotta
that?
I gotta look up his actual name. Is it FN Mecca or FK Mecca? I feel like I've talked about him before.
Yeah.
Is it FK Mecca? FN Mecca. FN Mecca is an AI rapper.
Okay.
Just go down the rabbit hole of that.
Yeah.
It's
I've heard
fascinating.
of a couple
He
instances
got
like that.
he got huge on TikTok, or it got
It.
huge on TikTok. Got signed by Columbia Records,
Did Columbia know it was an AI? Okay.
and then they got dropped because it was a little bit of a controversy because FN it like looks like a black AI
Okay.
thing, and he was saying like the N-word and stuff, and there were some people
It's like, you can't say that because you're not.
well, no, there were some people on the programming team who were white,
Okay.
and people had a problem.
Okay,
that.
so it was the creators of the program,
Some of
their
the-
ethnicity that decided whether.
Well, I think it was
the AI could
some of them. I
Okay.
think if I remember correctly, because the owner, like the guy who runs it, he's a white guy, but he's like, we have a very diverse like programming staff. So,
That's so
but
interesting
it's
to get
but
into
he like the AI basically I think they recorded a person's voice who would be his voice,
that. Okay.
and then they just give him prompts, and then he writes. You know, I think he had like 10 million followers on TikTok.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
What were the TikToks even?
I have no idea. It was like, but it's like it's AI, it's animation. You know, it's all
Okay.
animation, and they like do it.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
But it's crazy. I remember the internet is such this. It's great because like all you really need is like a few hundred fans or 1,000 fans, and you can have
Yeah.
a career.
Totally.
But like I'll never forget this thing. So I don't always. I think now I pay more attention to pop culture just because I podcast and I talk about stuff. But I was on like Netflix, like scrolling, like looking through stuff, and there was this documentary on this rapper, and he was like playing a stadium. I'm like, who is this person?
Yeah.
I'm like, who is Travis Scott? I've never heard of them. And I like open it and I watch this whole documentary. He's one of the biggest rappers in the world,
Yeah.
and I didn't know who he was.
Seriously, wow.
And but I'm just like, but like that's the world we live in.
Yeah.
Like you can be the biggest name in the world, and people like Logan Paul is a huge name,
Yeah.
and I could go. I know 30 people I could call, like, hey, do you know who this is? I'm like, no,
Nah.
no idea.
Yeah.
How crazy is that?
It is wild.
You could like, you know.
Yeah.
It's the biggest names in the world. Have no idea who they are because the internet has created all these pockets.
Okay. You think that's the reason for it?
I think so. Well, I mean, it seems that the world there was mainstream gatekeepers. Everybody watched
Yeah.
the same shows. Everybody watched the same movies. Everyone listened to the same songs.
So like the canons were very
Yeah,
like,
but now it's
specific.
just like what TV shows are you watching right now?
I just watched Breaking Bad again.
Okay, great show.
No shame. No shame.
No,
in that.
I
It was
watched
amazing.
I watched it again as well.
Yeah.
But like
I think that was my third time.
oh yeah, it's a great show. But
It
it's
is,
like
dude.
how many
It's a
times have you
masterpiece.
talked to people and nobody's really watching the same shows. But like 15
sure.
years ago, everyone was
Everybody's
watching
watching the same
Lost. Everybody was watching
Yeah.
Breaking Bad.
True.
Mad Men. We were all talking about the same shows, but now there's so many options. There's so many.
There is.
There's so many streaming platforms. There's so many YouTube channels.
Yeah.
Like there's some massive YouTubers. Like I'm always surprised when I find like this guy's got 15 million subscribers.
And I have
no idea who they are,
15 million people.
But when I watched that Travis Scott documentary, I was just like, oh, the world's changed.
Yeah.
Everybody used to know who Brad Pitt was. Everyone still probably knows who Brad Pitt is.
Yeah.
Because he's like a legacy celebrity. Mm-hmm. But not everybody knows who Travis Scott is. Not everybody knows who Mr. Beast is.
That kind of makes me feel a little bit better, though, because it's like for people like us that want to do something in the music industry, it's like, okay, how many artists are there on Spotify that have 100,000 monthly listeners that I have no idea who the hell they are?
Yep.
There's so many. It's like I could so easily be one of them.
Well, I think
maybe not so like, you know what I mean?
Well, I think another great example is Russ.
Yeah. Yeah.
Huge name. Sold out Staples Center, goes around the world and plays like stadiums, No, most of my friends have no idea who he is.
Really?
I would assume a lot of people in the hip hop world, that culture, they would know who Russ is because he's the independent Italian stallion,
Yeah.
But he's got like 15 million monthly listeners,
Yeah.
I think Russ posted a photo of him playing in Korea to like, it was like a 200 or 300 person room. And I was just like, I really respect this guy. Cause he's sick. Cause he's just like, he's like, I'm not that big,
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is crazy.
And it's like,
but then he played the fucking Pyramids. Only independent artist to ever play the Pyramids.
Wow, really?
I didn't even know you could play the Pyramids.
Yeah.
And then there's a picture of him playing to like thousands and thousands of people, and the Pyramids are behind him.
That's so badass.
Yeah.
Damn.
But it's like you don't even need to be Russ. I mean, Russ makes an incredible living.
That's what I'm saying. Like
you could have 100,000.
Yeah, to be a semi-professional or professional artist, like there are so many of them now. Like it seems like it's so much more attainable than it may have been before. Because before, like you're talking about, like there's these canons for each industry, and there's like a few that are at the very top, and it seems like there's like less of like a middle class, if you will, with an industry like that. It's more just like there's a very small group of people who are making the majority of the music that people are listening to, and then that's mostly it.
Yep.
But like you can there's a huge like middle area, it seems like now, which I'm like, put me in that bitch.
Oh, 100%. You know what I mean? Well, I mean, it is encouraging to me, like when I do my top 5 every week, and then I always like I'll find new artists, or I'll like it sounds like, then I go to all these random artists I've never heard of. They have a few 100,000. I'm just like, oh, yeah, like this is possible.
Yes,
but I'm also like, how do you get there?
Yeah, how do you get there?
I have no idea how to get there.
Dude, TikTok, bro. I'm telling you.
Maybe
I don't know. Yeah, there's a dude.
Do you get streams or like from Tik, or I mean, do you see conversion?
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So there's this dude. This is crazy. There's a guy who is almost exactly like me in so many ways. He's white. It looks like he's about my height. He makes music that's kind of similar to mine. His first project was this EP called Late Bloomer. Mine's called Blooming Season.
Interesting.
Like very, very similar. And he worked at a fucking restaurant. He's a server, doing like so many like consistencies with both of our storylines. And I like found him on TikTok like maybe a year and a half ago. And he had a following. It wasn't anything huge. I don't even know what it was. Maybe like 20,000 followers or something like that. And he's making a bunch of videos that are like shorts of him like doing like a short performance of like one of his songs and stuff like that. And he just like did that every single day for the next year and a half. And like now he has like 400,000 or 500,000 monthly listeners on Spotify. He's got a huge following on TikTok, and he just and like you could see that the videos he got a nicer camera. He like catered the video so that like he found his niche or whatever. And now he's full on living and breathing as an artist, you know, like,
Interesting.
and I'm like, God, this dude is basically me, just, you know, in a different state.
Yeah.
And it makes me feel like, okay, let me just copy exactly what the fuck this guy did.
Well, yeah. Why wouldn't you?
That's the great thing about TikTok specifically is like, if you want to know how you can make your shit pop, you just go and find like a few accounts of people that are doing exactly what you want to be doing. Look at how they did their videos and just copy it.
Yeah.
You know, because it's like it's still your it's still your music, it's still your videos or whatever.
I'm curious,
you just
like
follow a template.
how, like, because at least what I've learned from marketing, it's really hard to get people to go on another platform. But it seems like TikTok has figured out a way, and maybe because it kind of started as like a music platform in some ways, but they figured out a way to get people to go to
I think so.
Spotify, at least.
There's a new thing. Like I got on TikTok a couple weeks ago, and there was like a message that popped up immediately, and it was like, "Hey, we're doing this new thing where like you link your music directly to your TikTok account, and because it's so huge for artists right now, and like you have to sign a distribution deal with TikTok or with this like conglomerate called Sound On, and like your music. And I hadn't gotten to it yet, but like I got on TikTok like a few weeks later, just recently, and like all of my music is right there on my page, and I'm like, that's so interesting. Like I didn't even do the thing that they like offered, and it's on there. But it's like, I don't know. I've seen people talk about it because like the actual symbol for the TikTok is like a musical note. Like maybe it's like kind of designed for music.
TikTok,
right?
it was called Musically. Music.ly was its like website, and like that's what it was started as.
Okay.
But I'm curious if TikTok eventually like starts to compete with Spotify, which it seems like it already is.
How is that?
Well, I mean,
you can't even stream a full song on TikTok, can you? It's just.
you said all your music's on.
Well, yeah, it's
TikTok,
like,
right?
Yeah, it's there, but on TikTok, it's like if you want to use a sound on a video or a song, you can only put like a minute of it. So like all of my songs are on there, but it's a 1 minute chunk of each.
Well, I mean, I don't see why they wouldn't get, allow people to play more.
Yeah.
Especially if like TikTok is like the independent artist platform.
Yeah.
Independent artists are going to let TikTok stream their songs.
Yeah. Distribute it.
But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't see why TikTok wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they become their own streaming platform? If so many people are there already, people could just listen to it.
That's very interesting. I would be interested to see how they manage that being sort of the objective of the platform, because right now the objective is these short form videos, like short form content. But if they added that as another thing that they provide, what would that look like?
Well, because like TikTok does TikTok now, right? It's like their version of Be Real, right?
They have a Be Real version,
don't they?
Maybe actually,
you're the TikTok
you're
guy,
right. You're right. I keep seeing that, and I haven't.
Yeah, I haven't done it yet, but yeah, TikTok now, I think, and it's just.
Huh. Okay. Damn.
So
Thank you
it's
for
like,
explaining that to me, dude.
I think that's what
seeing that, but
that's
I didn't
what
know
Be
what it
Real
was.
is.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
So I mean, it's like okay, they pivoted a bit just to because it's like, if you can just go to one platform and have everything you want, like I think that's why YouTube is great. You can just you can watch any video you want.
You can listen to any song you want.
Yeah. It makes all the sense in the world.
Yeah.
Right, I mean, there's really not a competitor to Spotify.
True. Yeah.
I mean,
guess Apple Music.
Apple does it, but it's just like it's not even close.
Yeah.
I think it's like 80% of people are listening to Spotify.
Really?
That's why like when I used to put all the links on like my profile if a new song came out. Now I just put the Spotify link.
Yeah.
Because it's just like there's
that's all that
only
I do.
15% of people are actually listening on like Apple Music, or it's like 70 something percent is on Spotify. I think like 13 is Apple, and then the rest is Deezer, Tidal, all these random obscure things,
tiny ones.
But Yeah, maybe I should revisit TikTok. I don't know. I just don't. I just like it's like Spotify, Instagram, YouTube.
Yeah.
Like that's really all.
Dude, I just feel like
all I'm doing. But
yeah. It
I mean,
seems
I
like
probably could just post whatever I post on Instagram to TikTok, but I'm just like, it's just another thing to post.
Dude, yeah, I think I feel you. Like I mean, I only post stuff on Instagram and TikTok and like only YouTube if I have a music video. And like even like those three are like kind of a lot for me. But it just feels to me like I know for a fact that like whether you're looking for labels to work with or not, like labels are looking at your TikToks and like the entire like the whole all eyes are on TikTok and like you know if that's where all the eyes are. So
are you looking? Sorry, I keep cutting you off.
No, you're good. I don't know. Maybe I'm open to it.
Are you looking for a record deal? Is that the hope?
I'm open to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think it would.
Is that like are you open to it or because I'm open to it as well?
It's not what I'm specifically looking for.
You're more like I'm gonna do it myself.
My main goal is just like I want to hit these certain growth points, and then whatever opportunities come, like I'll fit them through. You know, my analysis or whatever. If it's a good one, then yeah, let's go for it. But if not, then like no. You know, and so I think just like if it comes to that, then we'll see. Because you know, different deals. There's different kinds of deals. So I would be open to it.
Yeah. No, me too. I mean, if it like I had a small label reach out and wanted me to sign to it, but like
oh hell yeah,
it's just like it's nice to get the affirmation, but it doesn't make sense.
What do you mean?
I'm doing everything they would do for me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And unless you're gonna pay me a bunch, like the only reason I'd probably sign to a label is if they gave me a bunch of money.
Yeah.
To like, cause I think it's like, if you want to grow, you got to be talented. And then if you want to grow, like consistency, if you want to grow something, you have to be consistent in whatever you're doing. What speeds up that growth is if you're talented.
Yeah.
And then what speeds up talent and consistency is finances.
Yeah.
You know, like I think like you're very talented. I think you can grow if you're consistent. You know, it might take 3-5 years, something like that.
Totally.
But if you had a bunch of money,
it could take 1 year.
It could take
6
1
months.
year. It could take 100%. Dude. Yeah. If I got $1 million right now,
holy shit, dude! I was thinking way less than that.
Oh no, I'm a dreamer, dude. When people are like, man, in my wildest dreams, I never thought I'd play Wembley. I'm like, bitch, you don't dream big enough.
Yeah,
you know,
dream.
like I'm playing on the moon. I'm gonna be the first artist to play on the moon.
10-minute naps,
100%, dude. No, but like, yeah, even if I got $100,000, I could have a bigger Instagram following.
Oh, for sure.
It's like it's all marketing.
Dude, I would pour all of it into TikTok, honestly.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, absolutely. You know?
Yeah.
But it's interesting. It's like, I was talking to Thad about this a little bit, but like, it's interesting. Like, if I got personal money, let's say I got $1 million, just to say something wild.
Yeah.
Personally, and then I made it, had a career. People would be like, no, he didn't really make it. They throw shade at me because I paid my way to do it.
Yeah.
But if a record label gave me $1 million, they'd be like, he made it.
Yeah.
He worked hard. That's so interesting to me.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't make any sense.
I would just be like, you know what? Say whatever the fuck you want to say.
Oh, yeah. It's like, they're just jealous and upset. Yeah. But it's like, you have to sustain it. Like, money can't.
Yeah, totally.
You can't just keep putting money into something that if you're not talented enough.
I mean, you're investing at what, you know.
Yeah,
with
like
the intent
we all found out real quick that MGK wasn't a great rapper.
Yeah.
So we abandoned that
Dude,
shit.
I don't know. He's pretty fucking good.
Was he good? I don't know. I for some reason MGK is the guy I shit on all the time. I'm sure he's nice. You know, he just looks like a tryhard. Yeah. You know.
I don't know that much about him. I've heard there's a few tracks where it's like him dissing Eminem and Eminem dissing him back.
Yeah.
And like in my mind, Eminem pretty much destroys the kid, but it's just like
it's Eminem.
Yeah, you can't really fuck with Eminem.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know. Like some of the tracks are pretty. I was like, all right. I mean, he's definitely got his style and shit. But
I mean, I'll be honest. I've never heard him rap. So
dude, you're just like uninformed shitting on him. So
why
hard,
wouldn't you, dude? That's fun.
Why wouldn't you shit on people without any information as to why?
Yeah,
shitting on
he's
them?
not gonna hear it. I'd like shit on so many people, just because it makes me laugh. Of course I don't know. He's probably a really nice guy and he's probably incredibly talented.
Yeah.
But fuck that guy, dude.
Oh my god, I don't know. I don't know if I can get behind it, but I'll be here to listen when you make those jokes.
Oh, what a dream, dude! If he just like attacks me one day,
that would be perfect. So that's the thing. Like he first made a diss track about Eminem when he was like a mid-tier artist, and Eminem like heard it and he's like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to respond because I'm gonna make him famous.
Yeah.
But I just can't let it slide. And then he made the diss track back, and then MGK blew up.
And then, so
it's like...
Maybe I'm just taking a page from MGK's book, dude.
Yeah, there you go. Start, this year is all about diss tracks.
Even though I really despise cloud chasers. Or at least, there's a way you can do it like tastefully, you know? But people are just like, oh, I'm just going to talk about this. Or like just shit on this person because it's popular. You know?
I don't fuck with that at all. I like just like authenticity. Yeah. If you can, I mean, we're great guys.
Oh,
we're funny. We're interesting. I think we make great art. It's like just keep presenting exactly like what you have and who you are and what you create to people. And
like the last thing you want to do is like have a career off of something you're not.
Exactly.
Like you just become a show. Like I see the late night hosts so much. I'm just like, man, I feel like they hate this job just because I don't know. It's just like, it's hard for me to watch because it's so cringe. Like because of the internet, I see how real people interact with each other and they talk like, long form and it's authentic. Yeah. And then you watch late night and you're just like, oh, this is all fake. It's all scripted. Yeah. They cut and edit all this stuff to make it look like a fun show. You can't talk about certain things and it's just like, that's not fun. Yeah. Like I'd rather watch a long form podcast of people being like genuine. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe they like their jobs. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, they're still doing it. The paycheck's probably nice.
I bet it's really nice.
Well, it's also probably that too. It's just like, what else are they going to do? I mean, I'm sure a lot of the legacy people will be fine, but James Corden, what's he going to do? Yeah. Jimmy Fallon's been in the game for a while. Kimmel's been in the game for a while. Like, all these people will be fine. James Corden, what's he going to do, dude? He'll probably be like a line cook at Denny's or something like that,
That would be amazing, actually.
That would be hilarious.
That would be a great show.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Oh, I'd watch it.
It's like James Corden gets demoted.
But it's like he didn't... Who was he before? He was like a smaller caliber actor.
I don't really know anything about
when he came up. People were just like, "Who is this guy?" Yeah, and I think he did a pretty good job. But it's just hard for me. It's hard for me to watch stuff that's inauthentic unless it's a movie. Because
I don't know. I mean, there's a whole lot of scripted shit. To be honest, like when I perform, like when we're rehearsing and stuff, I'll like play around with some like anecdotes that I think might be nice, and then when we do the show. It's like semi-improvisational, but it's also like things that I thought about beforehand. And it's like still like coming from me genuinely, but it's also something that I sort of plan just because I think a lot of times if you have at least part of a plan for your performance and you give yourself a bunch of time to think about it and like whittle it down, then it's gonna land. Yeah. It's like what comedians are doing.
It's rehearsed.
Yeah,
like,
it's rehearsed.
I think there's nothing wrong with rehearsing. Yeah. Fuck James Corden. Oh man, just kidding. I feel good. You feel good? That was fun. Yeah. Who are you promote? I guess I didn't even say your name, but who cares? Yeah, it's promote your stuff, whatever. Where can people find you?
Yeah. Grayson Pitts, aka Robin Raps from Indianapolis. I make music. You can find it on Spotify, Apple Music. All the platforms, YouTube's, music videos on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram.
Are your handles Robin Raps?
Yep. Robin Raps on Instagram, Robin Raps on TikTok, and then just search Robin Raps on
That's nice,
YouTube.
Dude. You got your own handles.
Yeah, dude. Well, it's actually funny because At first, it was just Robin. I was like, I just want to be Robin. And then nobody could find me on Spotify. Nobody could find me fucking anywhere. And so, but my handle on Instagram was Robin Raps, just because Robin was also taken. And people started calling me Robin Raps because it was my handle on Instagram. They were like, yo, Robin Raps. And I was like, it's Robin. And they were like, whatever, Robin Raps, yo. And I was like, fuck. So, and then I was like, wait, maybe that's got to be it. And then I changed everything over. Way more searchable. Way more searchable. And it's like an actually unique name, you know? So it's like, you know.
And that's everything, dude.
Yeah.
Like, mine's consistent across the board, but it's not just Saint Aubin. One dude, one guy has it. And
I saw that on Spotify the other day. I was like, damn, I bet he's shitty.
Well, it's interesting. It's like, because it's like, there's the STAUBIN, which is my last name, but mine is, the moniker is SAINTAUBIN.
Yeah.
So it is a little different, but yeah, there's a guy who has all the Saint Aubin handles.
Yeah.
And it really bothers me.
Like, motherfucker.
And he never posts.
Really?
Yep.
Yo, you gotta DM him and be like, how much for your handle?
I mean, if I have the money, for sure, I'll do that. But I think a lot of it, it's like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because if you like, it probably matters more now. But if you amass a certain amount of following, like, you'll just pop up in the search.
Yeah.
Automatically.
Yeah.
You know?
True. It's like it doesn't really matter at that point. Yeah.
Dope, man. Well, thanks for coming on. Thanks for listening, everybody. It was fun.
Absolutely, for sure.
Y'all be good.
Yep.